several areas of Scotland could be underwater in years to come due to floods as climate change continues to cause concerns around the world. As many as 1.5 million homes across the UK are at risk of flooding by 2080, with the rising water levels caused by melting Arctic ice, according to MPS. The Environmental Audit Committee's Subcommittee on Polar Research has been informed by experts that greenhouse gases have already heated the atmosphere enough to guarantee a rise in global sea levels by as much as 52.4 mm by the year 2100. The experts added that any additional warnings will only increase this, reports the Mirror. Coastal areas of Scotland could be completely submerged in water as soon as 2030, according to a map produced by Climate Central. This includes coastal areas near Edinburgh, with the capital at risk of flooding within 7 years. More northern areas of Scotland are also at risk, such as Inverness, Lossiemouth, and Dingwall. Railways could be flushed off the map and farmland around Scotland is at risk of becoming swamped. The rising sea levels will erode the coasts, putting homes across Scotland at risk. As the issues continue, the government will likely be required to build defences in a bid to cope with and protect against damaging floods. As Arctic sea ice melts, the ice will begin to disappear faster as more of the sun's energy is absorbed by the dark ocean opposed to being reflected back into space off the white of the ice. This is known as the albedo effect. Climate Central, a non-profit organization that focuses on climate science, reveals the severity of the flood risks through searchable maps. The maps allows you to search areas across Scotland and the rest of the UK, adjusting the years to show the levels of which sea levels are expected to rise. Larger areas of Scotland are at risk as the years pass, with the searchable map showing larger areas across the east coast of Scotland at risk by 2080. The coasts of many Scottish isles are also at risk across the next 50 years, with sea levels submerging large areas of the country. You can search for your area's risk on the Climate Central website here. The organization warns that if freshwater from Greenland's glaciers flows into the Atlantic, the ocean's salinity and temperature could be altered. This could lead to the collapse of the AMOC. The AMOC is a system of ocean currents circulating the water within the Atlantic Ocean, bringing warm water north and cold water south. The collapse of this system would result in a much colder climate across the UK and an increase in temperatures in the tropics. According to some scientific experts, this collapse could occur as early as next century. James Gray, chair of the Polar Research Subcommittee, said, "For too long the effects of a changing Arctic have been out of sight, out of mind." Before melting glaciers and ice sheets contribute to widespread flooding and irreversible weather patterns in the UK, we must throw our full toolbox at understanding changes in the Arctic better. We must prioritize and put more funding behind scientific and multidisciplinary research. At the moment, Arctic science is concentrated on its summer, with the Arctic winter which could tell us an enormous amount about the weather being understudied. More collaboration is needed among UK universities to avoid repetition of scientific endeavours seeking out the same information, and with our international partners to learn and share resource. Isabella O'Dowd, head of climate policy at the World Wildlife Fund, said, "The urgency of tackling the climate and nature crises has never been more evident." If 1.5 million UK homes at greater risk of flooding due to already locked-in sea level rise is not a reason for more action on climate change and not less, then I don't know what is. The government's own watchdog tells us that delaying climate action will increase energy and transport costs for UK households. We want to see Rishi Sunak's sums to see what he based his decision on. As we approach the next general election, all political parties must pledge their continued commitment to follow the science and listen to the independent advice of the Climate Change Committee.